So in the break, I noticed that the apple stem is not looking very picturesque. And since we didn't start painting this apple yet, I'm going to try to move this stem to a more photogenic kind of there. That's a little better. And then I'm turning it a little bit so we can see. And then we have already painted in this negative space, so this is going to be the top corner of the apple. And so we got to move the apple a little this way to reflect what we already painted. And the sun is coming up here, and the light is changing, so that's affecting this shadow that's right there. Anyway, so I guess the stem looks a little better. I don't know if maybe it would look good like that. I guess that looks a little bit better for the stem. Let's see if I can just bend it a little bit more, sticking out. Now, the way that sticks out and makes this little triangle of negative space, I think is going to be a very tricky thing to try to paint. A triangle of negative space right there. So we want to move it away from that so we don't have that triangle of negative space. How about like this? That looks good. And just a little bit over here. So this, if we get that stem good and we're here, we won't have that, difficult thing in negative space. And what we will have is something that looks a lot like an arrow. Like if there was an arrow coming down here, and this is the triangle that is the tip of the arrow. And I think that is wonderful because subliminally, this arrow will direct the eye straight into the center of the painting. So a sneaky trick, but of course, it's not really an arrow there, but if we have that subliminal shape, then that is going to just be a nice touch for our painting. Anyway, let's just bounce right back in here. And, we got, these sort of like an underpainting happening. I do want to paint the background wood. I do not have a lot of browns, and I'm away from my that is going to be an issue if we're going to paint this giant area of wood. So I think maybe we're going to try to just do a patch of wood that's just kind of, I don't know, maybe like around this area. And why don't we just see about doing that, because I would be very happy just to do negative space all the way around this apple. So let's start with that. And so let's say the bottom of the apple is about here. We're going to just paint right there. And this is the negative space around the left-hand apple. So you go here, and then I'm going to say that that is where this little shadow thing is. So here, and we don't have clear water, we have a faint color. And then going here, I'm leaving a white area. You can see right there, a white area of just the paper, because later in the painting, having that white area, we can mute it and, do wonderful things with it. But having it there is really going to help, I believe, with our depth and our, what we hope will be an HD kind of look. So here now I got more water, and I sort of left a line here because there's this board. So I think we're going to kind of go like that, and now yet even more water, and here I'm going to have this fade out into, and there I left a little white, and you know, having some paper as we go is going to, so now I'm gonna see, let's see about right here. I'm gonna try and get this area, and so I'm leaving, you know, still leaving a white here. I got white here, I got white all the way there, and when we first start here, it's gonna look really dumb, but as we go, I believe we are gonna be very happy that we left that white there. Okay, here, leaving a white thing there, I'm gonna go up to here. This is the next plank, or whatever you could call that. And here we got to get this. We have a thing lines up there. Since we got cotton paper, even though this was like almost dry, we are getting a good blend. And this, you know, I don't know if that really reflects the bottom of the apple, but it really doesn't matter because I just gotta say it doesn't matter. And our angle looks a little off, and look at this highlight right there. That is a really good highlight. The sun is getting higher and higher. Our shadow is changing. The light is changing. Luckily, we have not committed to a lot of different light areas. And anyway, I'm gonna go try to get this, and right there is an area of diffused highlight, which it should be wonderful if we can capture it. And if we're painting that in a couple hours, we must wonder if that highlight will even still be there. Oh, that's the wrong place, come to think of it. Okay. Actually, that highlight would be right there. We seem to have messed up our thing there, but whatever. Now I can see if I can get rid of this a little bit. Okay, because actually the front apple, and this is actually the front apple right there. So anyway, painting negative space with nearly clear water. Hello, thanks for 2 thumbs up. Hey Neymar, I appreciate the greeting. Hey Juliet Stevens, I appreciate the greeting. So what we're painting is the negative space that's going to be the wood. We have this plank here, this corner here. We started this one, and I left this white area, which is going to be here, which I just believe as we go is going to help us with getting a spherical look on that apple. And so now I think we've got to make this a little bit softer. That's this area right here. And let's see if we can get so right here. And this is not part of the composition. And try to line up this line. It actually goes here. It's like that, I guess. And then we have the stem. I would sure like to, I'm gonna see if I can get negative space right here around this stem, because that stem is going to be a profound area of creating depth when we get to paint that stem. That should really be the most important area in this painting. So let's see, I guess it's right there, the stem, and we're a little off with our perspective there. So here, this is the actual interior of the apple. The stem is going to be here, and now we're going to try to get this. Stem is somewhere in there. We're just trying to go here. And then it goes to here. And if you're just joining us, I'm leaving a little bit of paper around every object, which near the end of the painting, if we ever get to an end, we're going to put muted tones in there, and it is going to make these subjects snap into riveting perspective and detail. Hey, Brother John, thank you very much for the blessing. Thank you for the visit. I see I got 2 thumbs up. I much appreciate that. 10 is my record of thumbs up, and anyway. Now we're doing negative space, which is going to become the wood background, and I am leaving a area of dry paper pretty much everywhere that there is a connection between 2 objects. So, you know, this is going to be wood, that's going to be the apple. And you know, since I'm a beginner kind of, or intermediate maybe, I don't know, on watercolor, you know, this is a helpful trick to maintain, what do you call it, structure within the painting as we go. And you know, I also often lament that, you know, sometimes you see a live watercolor or something, and, you know, it's 3 minutes of painting and suddenly it splashes into some photorealism. Well, this is not one of those. This is more the beginner, the world of the beginner. So, and here, I really don't know if we even want to paint this plank this way up here, but why not? And it is, to me, it is kind of an arrow that is pointing to here, and then from here, I hope we are going around like this, because that would be great if anyone who looks at the painting suddenly is like, you know, starts here and starts going around, and like I said right here, there is a graphic shaped arrow. Here's the triangle, which is the head of the arrow, and then just imagine that goes out that way. And I wonder why I just got faint here. Something about the light, the image seemed to have just gotten faint somehow. Oh well, anyway, let's keep going. Now we want to introduce some brown to the wood table, so let's just start. I think that we're going to start right here. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, that looks fine. And then here there's like actually a shadow. That looks good. Now I'm going to just see about spreading this around. There's some kind of, was that an eyelash that is invading the space? I don't know. And this, we need this to be more tight. And we want to fade into nothing down this way. And the paper's beveling a lot, and I don't know if it would have helped to try to get rid of that hair. Yes, it's gone. I don't know if it would have been good or not to tape it down, but anyway, here's a shadow here. I'm going to just see if I can say hello or a shadow. That's to say hello where a shadow, and right here I also want to say hello where a shadow. And we're definitely in shadow territory, aren't we? So I'm gonna just boldly paint a little line right here and see about right there. That looks dumb, but trying to make progress here. We're trying to go frontwards, not backwards. So let's see. This looks bad, but we're trying to boldly paint, get some color laid down. I'm gonna maybe just leave that bold stroke there, and hopefully we can catch up with that elsewhere in the painting. That looks bad. I really couldn't say if that's a good brush stroke to have in there or not. I don't know. But see, I'm going to try to soften that a little bit. And really, everything up here, I think, would like to, it would be nice if it was not so intense. This, I don't know, probably not that great. I guess if it's there subtle, that's okay. This looks horrible. Let's see about going lighter. Nothing wrong with that, I don't think. And right here, I don't know what happened there. Okay, well, we definitely boldly added some color. And I think what we'd like to do here is probably be good to have some very fine wood grain there, but it's better to wait till that dries. And I'm gonna see about just getting more balance here. Let's see if we can say hello where the negative space above the apple. Let's see, fade that out. And this doesn't really matter because that's going to be, you know, yellow green after a while, so it's very iffy if we want that. I don't think we really want it. Make it lighter if nothing else. I don't think it's really helping us that much. Gonna see about make it a lot lighter here. And the tip is, you know, about the worst part. It's too intense. Having 3 little dots there, I think, is not really helping us out. Let's see. Got it a little bit lighter. Okay, great. Hey, 0 people, I'm going to go take a break. Thanks very much for everyone who stopped by this real-time watercolor painting chapter. Very much appreciated. BRB.